evil spirits they shall be called. As we can see, God determines that the Nephilim, presumably after their destruction at the hands of Archangel Gabriel, or their own hand for that matter, would become evil spirits, having lost their physical form. He also determines that they inherited this spirit form because their fathers, the Watchers, were in a sense spirits themselves as angels, but because they had become evil, their offspring would be evil too. They were also bound to the earth on the account that their mothers were mortal, and so belonged on the earth. He continues, "As for the spirits of heaven, in heaven shall be their dwelling. But as for the spirits of the earth, which were born upon the earth, on the earth shall be their dwelling. And the spirits of the giants afflict, oppress, destroy, attack, do battle, and work destruction on the earth, and cause trouble. They take no food, but nevertheless hunger and thirst and cause offences. And these spirits shall rise up against the children of men, and against the women, because they have proceeded from them." In this, the Book of Enoch provides us with a unique perspective of where the idea of evil spirits come from, and how many of the evils on the earth come about not because of a satanic figure, but because of the Nephilim, who continue their rampage in their spirit form. It would appear that as spirits, these Nephilim no longer have the ability to physically destroy, at least not in the same capacity that they once did, but their appetite for destruction is as potent as it always was, and whilst their powers remain ambiguous, they are certainly capable of attacking, oppressing, and causing trouble. It would appear that their angst is not satiated by food, but instead satiated only by the causing of more and more chaos. And God allows this to happen as a reminder to the mortals of how they had sinned against him, by choosing to absorb the teachings of the Watchers and engross themselves in the secrets that were not meant for them. Furthermore, it can also be seen as a punishment of the women, who allowed themselves to be seduced by the fallen angels. Though one might argue that this is unfair, especially considering that it is probable that the Watchers took the women by force. Chapter 16 continues of the fate of the Nephilim from the days of the slaughter and destruction and death of the giants, from the souls of whose flesh the spirits, having gone forth, shall destroy without incurring judgment. Thus shall they destroy until the day of consummation, the great judgment in which the age shall be consummated over the Watchers and the godless. Ye shall be wholly consummated. Here we see that God tells us that the Nephilim, no longer as giants, but instead wicked spirits, will be allowed to continue their desolation without judgment, for now they serve him, at least indirectly, to punish humanity. In a poetic kind of way, it might be said that in entertaining the Watchers, humanity tailored its own consequences for their sin, as what were meant to be divine children, born of angel and man, instead became wicked spirits that haunt man until the end of days. It is only until the Great Judgment when the evil spirits will be vanquished, but the wicked will go along with them, as well as any who have not accepted God as their Lord. In the conclusion of this chapter, God gives Enoch his final rebuttal of the Watchers, telling him, "And now as to the Watchers, who have sent thee to intercede for them, who had been aforetime in heaven, say to them, you have been in heaven, but all the mysteries had not yet been revealed to you, and you knew worthless ones, and these in the hardness of your hearts you have made known to the women, and through these mysteries women and men work much evil on earth." Here we see that despite all the things that the Watchers had taught mankind, including sorcery, deception, the beautifying of the face, conflict and war, not everything had been revealed to the Watchers, and that the most important secrets were hidden from even them. In this, God tells them that they knew only worthless secrets, ones that would still evoke man to work much evil on the earth, but ones that were not so detrimental to his plan. This plot twist sees that the Watchers, in their arrogance, believed that they knew all the secrets in heaven and knew all of God's plans. But evidently, this was not the case, and the message behind this section is that no one can know of God's plans or the secrets of heaven but God himself. This allows God to save some face, for many were likely questioning the idea that if God knew everything, then why were the Watchers able to betray him in the way that they did? Through this revelation, it becomes less about the Watchers being cunning to betray God, and more about them being foolish and arrogant, in assuming that they had so easily acquired all of his secrets and sullied his world. He concludes his judgment of them by telling Enoch, "Say to them, therefore, you have no peace." Let me know what you thought about today's installment of the Book of Enoch in the comments below, as well as your thoughts on the fate of the Nephilim. As always, if you've enjoyed today's episode, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more content just like this. Until next time.